Yeah, so everybody's really been enjoying the webinars. That's what we've noticed, and we're really excited about that. So we want to just continue to do them. And today we're kicking off our new series, because the last series was strengthening your immune system with the living food lifestyle, and the new series is Wigmore Essentials. So we wanted to package up tips and practical application and Wigmore Natural Health Institute program and bring it to your home. And this webinar, as you know, is free, and we're going to go through some practical tips one by one, Lalita, Kaelash, and Caroline. But the preceding webinars that we're going to be launching will be paid, and we're asking people to make a donation, really, and pay for the webinar moving forward. And for the people who are on this webinar call today, I'm going to send out the link. They'll be for $15. So as long as you go to them, they'll always be $15, and then we're going to advertise them, and then the price will go up to $20 to people who are not on the webinars or registering early. So we also encourage you, when I send the link out, you can send it to friends, you can send it to your network, and the price of the webinar will remain $15 for a week. And then next week, when we start marketing and pushing them out, we're going to raise the price to $20. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun. And we'll do a different topic each week. And next week's topic is going to be about microgreens and growing your indoor garden, which is incredibly timely right now, because everybody really has to be thinking about growing their own food, getting their health up, and just looking to how they can use all the spaces that they have in their home and in their yard. So let's see if anybody else has anything to say. Okay, good. So again, questions in the Q&A. We're going to start with Lalita today, and Lalita has requested that everyone have either water or something to chew, because she's going to go over mindful eating and have a little bit of demonstration and practice with us all. And then we'll move to Carolyn and Kaelash. So Lalita, are you ready? I'm going to pass it over to you, and then Carolyn and I are going to leave the screen.
I am ready. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. This is a wonderful day. We continue with our webinars, and so many of you are here with us, which touch my heart, and I feel that we are all a big family. We are the teachers, we are preparing ourselves for the course online that we are going to have. And really it's coming to me, and Wigmore. And Wigmore said, we learn by doing, we learn by doing. And this is what we are going to do together, because we are going to be in your home. We are going to guide you how to prepare living food. And we are going to send you instruction, what do you need to be with us. But if you want to observe only and not to follow, you are welcome to. And also we are going to prepare a menu, and then when you're doing the course with us, you are eating food. Like when graduate students come here, we serve the food, but now it's amazing that we have the idea for you to prepare the food in your house and be totally in tune with what we are teaching. We are really so excited about. And to share with you the living food lifestyle that you are going to adopt in your own way. But it's an amazing lifestyle that gives us power, the power to take care of our own body, the power of enjoy the energy, and the power to have a strong immune system. And the power to be connected with nature, because we are nature. But today we want to give you tips. And then I decided that I have to give you a very important tip. If you pay attention in each webinar, we are giving you tips for you to begin to practice in your home. And the tip to you is, the tip that I'm going to give to you today is mindful eating. And that is the reason because I asked you to have something to chew with me this morning. It's going to be a mini experience. Mindful eating means that you are totally present and you are totally aware when you are eating. You are connected with yourself and connected with the food that you are going to eat. How many times we eat talking or driving the car or reading a magazine or walking around and eating, or we put food in the mouth. And this sometimes I feel is a sin to our body, you know, because we need to respect the body, and when the moment comes that I'm going to nourish my body, I have to be really connected, really present. It's so important to chew the food. The digestion begins in your mouth, and you have saliva full of enzymes. And it is extremely important to chew the food because your body is expecting that the digestion begins in the mouth to continue later in the stomach. And then very, very important for you to chew and activate your salivary glands and get all that saliva important for the digestion in your mouth. Now, we also need to chew the food and relax, because when you relax, the body can release all these digestive juices the right amount on the right time. But if we are under emotions because reading something or watching TV or talking, the body maybe contracts, the organs contract and cannot release these important digestive juices. And it's important because you want to have a good digestion. Now, besides, it's so important, besides these two factors, these two important points, it's also important to be connected with the food, to enjoy the flavor, to enjoy the texture. Your palate wake up, your tongue also is discovering the different flavors, and we are just one with the food that we eat. You know that we become the food that we eat. We become the food, and then when the food is more in tune with the body, is when we celebrate and we can just be very energetic, and our body is going to be able to protect itself. It's just the immune system becomes stronger because it's receiving the right nourishment and in the right way. And also we are going to discover what is my relationship with the food, why I don't respect this moment of eating, why I don't chew. Then we begin to be connected with who we are. Today, like I said, I want to have a mini experience with you. How if we do together this experience? I'm going to just do 2 or 3 breathing with you to relax your body, because the first thing that we have to do before we eat is relax the body. And then I ask you to close your eyes, to place one hand on the abdomen and the other hand on the chest. Close your eyes and inhale. We are going to inhale together. And you are going to exhale in your own time. We are going, when we are ready, inhale again. And exhale, long exhalation. You are not in a hurry. Feel, relax. Just one more. Inhale. And exhale in your own time. Now we are going to just move the head from one side to the other side. Move the hands down on your lap and just feel your shoulders. Bring the hands on your face. And then move your hands down. Open your eyes. And for a moment, pay attention to what you decided to chew with me. Maybe it's water, maybe it's an apple, whatever you have with you. And I will ask you to just look at to what you are going to chew and maybe smell and then place in your mouth. Now, take time to chew. Chew, chew, chew. See what you feel when you are chewing the food. Do not create tension and stress. As soon as you need to swallow, swallow. Okay? And when you're ready, you just take more food and chew, chew, chew. And you could repeat the affirmation. Said, this food that I am eating right now, or this water, or this juice that I am eating right now, create health and harmony within me. And you keep chewing, chewing, and then inhale and exhale, and repeat the affirmation. This food that I am eating create health and harmony within me. And one more time, keep chewing, 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 and internally repeat, this food that I am eating create health and harmony within me. Now, when you're ready, you are going to open your eyes. It was just a mini experience of chewing the food. And I'm sure you feel different. Even if it was a little time, I'm sure you feel different. And I would let you see me chewing. You know what I'm going to chew? I'm going to chew wheatgrass juice. Look. And here in the back, let's see if you can see our wheatgrass. Over there, the trays that we have. And here is the juice. You are going to learn in webinars how to grow wheatgrass because it's so easy. Don't get discouraged. You have an amazing nourishment, amazing food in the wheatgrass. And I'm going to chew. You will see that I chew, stop chewing, inhale, exhale. I chew, then inhale, exhale. Okay, I don't swallow, just stop chewing and inhale and exhale. This is amazing for me, work for me very good to quiet my mind. Because when we are eating, the mind is, oh, it's like a wild horse, right? Okay. I really enjoy the wheatgrass. Yes, after you you have to be connected, you know. You have to develop a relationship with grass. I want to say to you that it's wonderful to chew the wheatgrass, because the wheatgrass penetrate in your gums, penetrate in your teeth, and go to the roots. It's excellent for your tongue, and it's also creating the right environment for the microbiome that you have in your mouth. Or you have microbiome, or you have candida in your mouth, or you have also bacteria and cavities. And then having the wheatgrass, you prevent all of that. It's wonderful environment that you create in your mouth. And prevent, like I said, cavities. And I went to the dentist and I asked, one time I said, do I have candida? And the dentist said, no, but some people have a lot of candida that even I can see, the dentist said. Probably you never realized that you could have candidiasis in your mouth, right? But remember, you can have the most amazing friendly flora in your mouth too. And I want to show you the pulp. It's also a mini experience about wheatgrass and chewing, because during the course, we are going to just talk much more about wheatgrass, okay? But this pulp, with a little wheatgrass, I put wheatgrass in the pulp, like here. You know, I put wheatgrass over there. And then I just massage my gums. You can massage your gums. And if you have an inflammation, you can keep the pulp in the area where you have the inflammation. You see here, I put here. And it's so, so good. And you also can use the pulp, and you can put wheatgrass on your face. Wonderful for your skin. Okay, so good. I become all green. Very, very good for your skin, for your pores. Now, these are little tips that I'm giving you today. And I know that my time is over. It was a pleasure to be with you. And I'm looking forward to be with you more. Enjoy these tips, okay? Enjoy chewing your food. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks so much, Lalita. Yeah, we had some questions and comments. People were going along with what you were doing, and some people even mentioned that they could feel the sweetness of the apple, or really felt the sensation of whatever they were chewing or drinking. So it's a good reminder.
Okay.
So we're,
How you say again, Michelle?
What's that?
Did you ask me a question?
No, we haven't asked a question. I am going to get Caroline back on the camera.
Okay, great.
And Caroline is attending. Do you want to turn your mute off, or do you want me to unmute you? I'm going to unmute you. Or can you unmute yourself?
All right. Do you hear me?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, I find Lalita so inspirational. Am I on? Yeah.
You are on. You are ready to go.
I don't see myself on the screen, but I see myself little and the wheatgrass big. Just letting you know. So
click speaker view on the top.
Okay, then I'm small, but that's okay. I can be small, but you all know I like to be big, but.
Everybody sees you, it's just your view.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Isn't Lalita inspirational? I find her so inspirational. I see a lot of people asking about the following webinars, and I think what we're doing is still giving you tips, but the 3 that are paid are going to be much more in depth, and hopefully, Michelle, we can all like see faces and stuff like that, and a longer class. And so, and those are going to be kind of examples of the, I mean, more of the online program that we're coming out with.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to do is kind of leap off of something Lalita said. She said it last night to me. I loved the way she said it. She said it to you guys. She said, you become your food, you know, and it is kind of, you are what you eat. But I mean, to actually think you become your food, you know, we were even making a joke about if you eat out of a can, you know, you become a can. Well, I mean, maybe you feel like a can, and maybe you're full of metals, heavy metals if you eat out of cans, you know. If you eat a lot of chicken, maybe you feel like a chicken. Anyway, we're going to talk about energy because I think most of you know, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you that everything is energy. And so what I really want to talk about is how, depending on what you eat, and especially if you eat living food, this can make you feel the best you have ever felt in your life and actually look the best that you have ever looked in your life. The reason I can say that is I'm purposely, personally working on that for myself, and I watch hundreds, thousands of people per year go through this. And this is why I work at Wigmore, is to watch this metamorphosis in people going from not feeling so good and not feeling like they look so good. Even we used to take pre-photos and later photos of the people and the amazing differences, because really what we're doing is this food, and really all food does this, it works on your cells. So your cells are like mini versions of you, and you're made of trillions of cells. Most are bacteria even, but we want more good bacteria than the bad, of course, like Lalita's saying about in the mouth. And so these cells, they have job to do. And if they are clogged and they're not getting nourished, and we're feeding them food that's void in nutrition and void in enzymes, then our cells get blocked up and they can't do their job. Now, cells have a few jobs. One is to take in oxygen, and this is your job too. That's why it's a mini version of us. We breathe, we need air. We need water, so cells need to get hydrated. And we need nourishment, so cells need nourishment. So when our cells get what they need from the food that has high vibration, which is food that is organic and raw, and I'm going to add living on there too, because sprouts, and Kaelash is going to talk about this, / microgreens, have much more nutrition than lettuce and greens and things that are in the market. It multiplied. A broccoli sprout has much more nutrition, available energy, potential energy, enzymes, than eating just broccoli. In fact, broccoli is hard to digest. These are things we're going to talk about in the program. We go very, very specific and very deep in the program. You know, our program is 60 years old, and I've wanted to say that for a long time. And Ann Wigmore healed herself. She was told she was going to die, you know, and if this can bring Ann Wigmore to a vibrant health in her 80s, and I've watched it happen to many other people, just think of what you can do. And I'm not just talking about what you look like, it's how you feel too. So when you eat food like this and it nourishes your cells, hydrates your cells, cleans your cells, your body starts working correctly. And things like inflammation, aches and pains start going down. When you eat food that both nourishes and cleans your body at the same time, stuff starts coming out of your body that you can't believe was in your body. And it's mostly in the form of mucus. And it doesn't always look like this stuff here, but we have it in our sinuses. We have a lot of clogged parts of our bodies. Even if you can breathe in and out your nose, it doesn't mean that you don't have congestion like encrusted in your sinuses. And that goes all the way down your pipes from your stomach, your small intestines. It's 30 feet long, guys. It's 30 feet long of tubing, turns and bends. And so what you eat, you become, really makes sense on a cellular level. And we really want to inspire you in these next 3 webinars coming up, and also in the online program, to really heal yourself within, to empower yourself, to take time for yourself during our program. I wish it could be here in Wigmore, but it's going to be online. And let us really help you, guide you, support you through several weeks of cleansing, learning new ways to heal, emoting, right? And really letting go of garbage on every level. When you eat the food, you change your diet and you start eating food that maybe your body never even had before, an amazing process of detoxification happens, and you start to soar. You have moments where you feel a little, ooh, and then all of a sudden, the mind just blows open. And people are shedding tears of joy every day at Wigmore when they chew their wheatgrass with Lalita. They all go to the, they all go to the ocean and chew with her and put it on their face like she did. And you're going to do that at home with us. And we're going to grow wheatgrass with you. And when you get this high vibration food in you, your cells start vibrating at an energy level like never before. What they say is the food has a high electromagnetic charge, the living food. Okay, and there's even like a camera that can take picture of that energy. And so when you eat that food and it starts cleaning your cells start having an amazing electromagnetic charge. You have those electrons running around your cells. And so all of a sudden your cells are running sometimes like they've never run before. That's what happened to me. Not even as a child did I feel as good as I did after really a month or 2 at Wigmore. And when this starts happening, all blocks start releasing. The mind feels amazing. The skin starts glowing. The eyes become clear. Like Lalita, cavities, if you have them, they don't keep decaying. And so the teeth feel better. Nails look and feel better. Joints, Kaelash works with people, and we work with people, and even colonics and internal cleansing starts opening up and moving all the garbage out. And the vibration you feel is like this high-flying disc, as they say. And life is happening, and you have a better resilience to life. So stress can hit, and we're going to give you tools like meditation and breathing, and even a kind of co-counseling in order to handle this kind of stuff, because this really is a lifestyle, and that's why it takes time to learn. I think one thing we need besides desire to heal and feel better is patience with ourselves, because through this process, a lot of emotions are released. And it's kind of the root of that and some physical chemical stuff that throws us off, and it can throw us off very young, and we continue at this path. And then the Wigmore lifestyle change, and eating the sprouts, drinking the wheatgrass, starting to really love yourself, starting to really stop. As my friend keeps saying, pause. In Long Island accent, pause. You pause for a little bit. And you take a nice deep breath, and you start to nourish your cells with your breath. You start to eat foods the way Lalita is teaching you. Not just, it's living food. No. There is actually a way to eat the food too, right? Because I've done that the wrong way. You could take energy soup and shove it down, or smoothies and gulp it down. What Lalita is talking about is consciousness. And when you start becoming conscious, this is key to living a fulfilling life. This is key to happiness. This is key to health. And this is why this lifestyle is so beautiful. It, like Lalita says, it will never go out of fashion, because you know what it is? It's Mother Nature. It's Mother Nature, and you can't put a price on that. You just need some tools and some help, and then you're on your own, and we want that for you. We would love to be there as consultants for you if you need it. But really what we want to do is empower you with a huge set of tools. And these tools, when I took the classes, I said, this makes sense. This just makes sense. And when it all makes sense, and you're not paying, lots of money, you don't need a lot of money for this. I'm sure Kaelash is going to throw some amounts out. I mean, a little for a bag of seeds, a few dollars. You have to get good soil. So he could teach you how to make it, or you can buy, but even buying organic potting soil is not that expensive. The amount of greens you can get and the high vibration food you're going to eat that is going to make you feel and look better than you've ever felt and looked before. For no other reason, if it's vanity, you can step into this and you're going to feel amazing. It is antidepressant lifestyle. I used to work in the psychology field, the mental health field. And I'm telling you, there's no medicine that can have you feeling the way you can feel with this lifestyle. When you start really cleaning your body out with the food you eat and the enemas, which I'd really like to go into in the paid webinar coming up, you become a whole new you. And the new you is the real you. You are a light, you are brilliant, you are pure love, and you're not your toxins, and you're not your negative emotions, and you're not your worries and your fears and your guilt. These are toxins. And I hope you keep joining us, because we really care about this world and all of you. And we really want to help you look and feel the best you've ever felt in your life. So stay tuned, stay with us, and lots of love to you all.
Thanks, Caroline. We're coming back. We're coming back all on screen again. So I'm just letting everybody know that. I do want to say, some people are asking, if you sign up for the webinar, the future webinars that are paid, you will have access to the recording. So I do encourage you to sign up and pay. And then if you can't come, then the email that is sent afterwards will give you the password to be able to view the recording. We just want to be able to continue to give this level of webinars, and we want to be able to just continue them on. So that's why we're just asking for a small fee moving forward. And of course, if you have any more questions, just keep putting them in the chat. And there is one question that keeps coming up, and I just want somebody to address it. I've said it a couple times, but I want to just bring it to the attention because it's being asked a lot. If you are gluten intolerant, can you have wheatgrass? That is something. Does anyone want to take that on?
Yes. Oh, I could say something short, and we can let Kaelash too, because he might say, you do not eat the seed, you're eating the sprout, and you're eating the sprout 7 days. It is pure chlorophyll grass. It's before it's become a wheat. It's grass. So we've had that question all the time. It's a great question, but it's not the same as wheat. There's no gluten in it. So let's hear if Kaelash has something better or more to say.
Yes, first, hello everybody. It's great to see people from all over the world with us again. Israel, Brazil, Sweden, New York, East Coast, West Coast, all over. So I'm excited again to see how the world is meeting here to hear more about Wigmore's teachings. And so yes, my answer is absolutely congruent with what Carolyn said. Wheatgrass does not contain any gluten and not even traces. In some other foods, you might find traces of wheat, but not in wheatgrass juice. So you can have it. However, we would recommend that you do not juice the seed and the roots. Some people do that, and there's some benefits to that, but we don't do that here. And so if you are allergic to gluten, definitely do not juice the seeds, cut the grass, cut the seeds, or well, you cut the grass, the seeds stay in the soil or however you grow it, and you just juice the wheatgrass. So I'm going to give you a few tips in my two main fields of expertise, one being indoor gardening and the other Feldenkrais / yoga therapy. And since we're already talking about wheat and wheatgrass, I will start with that. So one of the main questions that I get from people is, how can I reduce mold and increase yield? And there's a few simple things that you can do. And those of you that have been here before, you may have heard me say them, and I will emphasize them. One of the most important things in sprouting and growing wheatgrass, sunflower microgreens, and all the microgreens is if they're bad seeds, those bad seeds can contaminate your entire tray. So it's the bad seeds or broken seeds that will get moldy. They will reduce your yield because you have to cut out a lot. And very, very quickly, the mold can spread throughout the whole tray, and you could even lose an entire tray. So one of the things, I planted some wheatgrass here this morning, and as you see in the background, we have some trays already at different lengths. One of the most important things is to select your seeds. Ideally, you select them before you even soak them. So you can spread them out on a tray. I have a cafeteria tray here. You could just on a table or paper towel. So spread out your seeds, especially those that you're going to plant, and take out any broken seeds. You probably cannot see this here. I went to the wheat this morning. It's a tiny little seed here, and it's a broken seed. So I took that out because I know that's going to be a source of mold, and that might spread throughout the tray. So taking out broken seeds even before you plant them. And then also, once you spread them out nicely, once they started sprouting, you put them on the soil. It's easy to see. They're a little bigger at that point, and it's even easier to see for some of us, perhaps, to see which seeds are broken. So eliminating all the broken seeds. The same with the sunflower. If you see any that don't have a shell around them anymore, that black shell, take them out. If they look like that little silver seed, you could eat it, you could do something with it, but for planting, they're not fit. They should be taken out because they will not grow into your microgreens. They need the shell to keep the leaves together and to develop these nice little stems. So taking out broken seeds, and then neither overwatering nor underwatering too is key. So the first few days, they tend to need more water. So the first 3-4 days, you have to check frequently. If you don't water them enough, then they tend to dry out and the seeds can die. If you overwater them, especially after the 3rd, 4th day, you could get mold, and you could get these leaves that have spots on them that are kind of falling apart. It might have brown and dark spots. And that also happens a lot if you water them from on top. So one great method is to give them a bath, basically. So you put them into a bigger, let's say you're having I've got some microgreens here. Let's say you have a tray here that has holes, which we drilled into. This is a cafeteria tray. And then I have a tray here, which doesn't have holes. And I'll put some water into the tray that doesn't have holes, and I will dip my microgreens into this tray. So the water comes in from the bottom through the holes, and the roots will soak up the water. So the seeds don't actually get in touch very much with water. It comes in from underneath, and the leaves, they don't get much water either. It really comes in from underneath. That's another great way to reduce mold. Using cool water, cold water, like chilled water, can help reduce mold and increase yield. And having a fan maybe blowing over your seeds can also help. There's some other things which I'll cover in 2 weeks. Actually, we have an entire 1 hour long webinar. Will be our first one, in which I'll talk for about an hour about going through all the main steps of growing microgreens and then taking questions. But for those of you that are growing things already, I want to give you a few tips that you can implement right now, right away. Also, often people ask me, where do you get your seeds? And right now, some companies don't ship, and some of the seeds were not sproutable, were not viable. And actually, I wanted to buy some buckwheat a week ago, and the buckwheat that I got here was not sprouting at all. So I went to the websites I usually go to, and they either weren't selling buckwheat, or the shipping was more expensive than a pound of seeds, and I decided to go to eBay and just to give eBay a try, and I was really amazed. I got 5 pounds of buckwheat seeds for $37. It came within a few days, and it's sprouting beautifully. And I bought it from a company called mulberrylanefarm.com. Mulberry, like the little berry, lane farm. And they have other products which I have not tested yet, but I will. I know they sell wheat, which you could use for planting. And since in their advertising, they said the seeds are good for sprouting. If they didn't sprout, I would get back to them and say, well, you advertise there for sprouting. And eBay and some other websites have really good return policies, or usually they let you keep the seeds and send you a new batch or another batch of seeds. So check out eBay. You might be surprised at what you'll find there for seeds. And then some of those sources that we often use, which many of you are probably familiar with, but I'll mention them again, is True Leaf Market. True Leaf Market is another good place. They also tend to answer the phone if you have questions about sprouting of any seeds. True Leaf Market. And Gut Sprouts, our friend Sean in Florida, is also a great place, great resource for seeds. Good, so I think I have a few minutes probably left here to just give you a few tips in the how to keep your immune system strong and to reduce the levels of back pain, shoulder pain, and so forth. So one of the main causes why many people are in pain is due to bad posture. So a lot of people, and as you're hearing this, you're probably beginning to, and many of us are sitting in front of computers and many of us are leaning forward. It's our tendency, leaning forward. And that can cause back pain. That can cause shoulder pain. If the head is forward, then can cause neck pain. So if I was to give you a couple of simple tips, that would be one, checking your posture. Another, and there's a few things that could remind you to check it. Like, for example, every time that you're waiting somewhere in line, I use that as a reminder. Oh, I'm waiting in line. Let me check my posture. Let me see, am I breathing? How am I breathing? And if our posture is not good, we tend not to breathe very well. We tend not to breathe fully from our abdomen. And also setting a timer, like once an hour, my timer goes off and it reminds me to check my posture, to check my breathing, to see how I am. Do I need some water? Do I need something? Like a timer to check in with myself if there's anything I needed. So maybe some of you are drinking water now, so I'd be happy if I already had that little positive influence on you. And these things are very much connected. If we're breathing better, if our posture is better, we breathe better. If we breathe better, then we get more oxygen in. And if we breathe deeply, we also release a lot of toxins. And that in turn keeps our immune system strong. And I mentioned in the last webinar, is nose breathing is better than mouth breathing in general, because it filters out a lot of the incoming bacteria. So those are my little tips here in these few minutes that I had. They're simple. I hope you'll implement them today. Setting a timer on your phone, and each time goes off after an hour or however many minutes, or you could just press repeat and then it rings or does whatever it does in an hour or however long you set it for again. So instead of turning it off, you just press repeat and there you are again. An hour later or so, your timer goes off again. Good, and your posture, checking your posture, making sure when you're sitting in the computer, when you're standing somewhere, when you're in the car, some of you might be listening to this while driving, checking your posture has a huge impact on your levels of vitality and your well-being. So I hope this was useful, and I'll give the word back to Michelle. Thank you all for listening. I see we have about 99 people here on the call, which is fantastic. Thank you all. Thank you all over the world.
Yeah, thank you. That's so great. We're all back on screen. I'm just letting everybody know because our view is a little bit different than what you guys see. So I put us all on the screen because there are some questions that I can see Lalita's head peeking over. So, yeah, just Kaelash, just to maybe you can just type the resources in the chat, because some people were asking like what the resources were. They weren't able to catch that, and I was responding to people's questions, so I didn't catch all the details either. So that would be one. And I just want to do another point of clarification, because a lot of questions came up again about the wheatgrass. Is it safe if you're gluten intolerant? But what is the position on celiac? Like if you actually are diagnosed with the celiac disease and with wheatgrass, just because I got a lot of questions. I was answering it and saying, because the way in which it's prepared can really be a variable, we wouldn't recommend just taking it from anybody, but if you can control the source yourself, it's something that could have a value to you. You're on mute, Caroline. I knew there wasn't a reason. I was like, why can't I hear her?
It's like Kaelash said, I mean, but you really, there's no problem with it unless somebody is juicing the seeds too. Like Michelle's saying, probably best that you see the person juice it or you juice it yourself.
Exactly.
But, we've had people with celiac, and I know people with celiac, and it's actually very healing because it's not gluten, and it has all, like Lalita's going to go into depth about wheatgrass, either in the webinar or in the online program, I think in the webinars, and but you're totally safe. It's really so oxygenating that it's going to help cure the celiac disease.
Yeah, and that, you know, and if you do have it, just to be cautious of the source and people preparing it. That's really the risk, and that's what we're saying, is just to be aware of that.
Yeah.
And the other question that came up a lot, Kaelash, is, and I know this is a challenge for people in northern climates, like, how do you handle the low sunlight? Like what would be your recommendation for low sunlight?
Any lights will work really.
You're saying artificial lights. You need
artificial lights, yes.
Yeah.
So LED lights, you can get lights inexpensively. And from all the research that I've seen, there's no difference in the quality of the wheatgrass juice or other plants, the quality of the chlorophyll. They don't know the difference whether it's artificial light. Maybe if we had different technology to test these things, we might be able to discover a difference. But from what we have available now, and I talked with Sean about this from Gut Sprouts, and he also agreed that it doesn't make a difference if you use artificial lights or sunlight. And in fact, most growers in this world right now, they use artificial lights. It's in warehouses, it's all sealed off, it's artificial lights, and it's air conditioned. So it's no natural air and no natural light. And yet they come out good, they're nutritious. So they should rest for maybe 6 hours at night. Rest meaning that it would be good to turn off the lights for around 6 hours at night. Not everybody does it, and it comes out very good as well if you don't turn them off. But I've read and I've heard from several people, it would be ideal to turn off the lights. Put them on a timer so they're not on all night long. But again, they come out really good even if you did leave them on day and night.
Thanks. People are also just asking about juicers. I know you and I, Kaelash, kind of put some in there, but we just want to tell the audience, and also hand cranks.
Yeah, so I like the manual juicer called Back to Basics, and it's a stainless steel one. That's a really nice machine. When I last checked, it was about $100. And the disadvantage, it's basically just for wheatgrass. There's some plastic ones as well. You can get them for as low as $30. I've seen some of them. And sometimes you find them used on the internet, Craigslist, eBay. You find the Back to Basics or those stainless steel juicers for $30, $40. Now, what we use here is a professional wheatgrass juicing machine. They cost around $1,000. And I don't think it's absolutely necessary unless you're running a business and have an institute like this to get something that high end. So for most people, a good machine is the Omega juicer, NC800. I'll write this here in the chat, Omega juicer.
You just have to make sure you don't put too much wheatgrass in at a time.
Absolutely, because it's all plastic. If you jam it, if you put too much, whatever it is in there, it'll break the plastic. They have a lifetime warranty on those parts, but still you have to wait for the parts to come. I have that at home, and I have a couple of spare parts. They were nice enough to send me some spare parts, and I'm more cautious now, and I haven't broken any parts in a long time. This one is approximately $300. I bought mine refurbished for $200, and it was actually brand new, just the open box item. NC800 is a nice machine also to make sauerkraut, to make green juices, to make pâtés and whatnot. So it's a good juicer. Somebody asked about the Angel juicer. The Angel juicer is definitely an excellent machine. It's all stainless steel. It costs around $1,150, so it's a lot more expensive. But what's really nice, it's all stainless steel. Lalita has it. She loves it. It's a great machine, no question about it. I would just recommend, if you were to buy one, get one that's not a Smart Angel juicer. The Smart Angel juicers, they have a built-in mechanism. If you put too much in them, they will go in reverse. And so people are complaining a lot that theirs is going more in reverse than on regular, and they had to send them back because they weren't able to get anything juiced. So the basic model is not a smart juicer. So the Angel is a good machine. And another one, which is $800, which is the only commercially certified juicer, is the Green Star Pro, which we have here. It's a 3-year warranty if you registered as a commercial juicer, or if you use it commercially and you registered as such. Otherwise, it's, if I remember correctly, comes with a 15-year warranty, and it has stainless steel parts and also some plastic parts. The housing is plastic, but then those augers, they are stainless steel. And I know we're kind of close to the end. I'm going to cover all of this in great detail in classes that will be coming up in our webinar, talking about all the different blenders, talking about the different vacuum blenders that are out, talking about the Vitamix versus some way less expensive new blenders that are coming out on the market, and also juicers, and actually doing demonstrations, looking at all these different juicers, so you can choose what's best for you, for your home, for you users.
Yeah, that's a great pitch. I mean, that's really what we're trying to say here, is that the next webinar that we're doing is going to be an hour and a half. It's going to be an hour of detailed instruction and answering a lot of the kind of questions that we've been seeing and gathering over the previous webinars, because that's why we were doing them. We wanted to see what people wanted to hear, and we wanted to get the information and actually learn from the audience and understand what kind of webinars to put together. And we get a lot of questions about how to grow wheatgrass, how to grow sprouts, and we realize that a lot of people are in their homes right now wanting to start that. So I really encourage you to learn from an expert. Kaelash has been doing this for 3 decades. I know he doesn't look like that. Probably looks like he's 3 decades old, but he's been doing it for a long time. He's, it's a challenging thing. You learn by trial and error, and, there's a variety of variables that are being played into, growing. So, if you register for the future webinars, we're going to bring you on. So right now, everybody's silent and you're chatting, you're asking questions, but we anticipate a smaller group of people. So we are going to actually activate your voice. You can raise your hand. You might even come on camera and show like the scenario that you're dealing with. So this is coming to you live in 2 weeks. And of course, like some people are asking, what if I can't attend? You will get the recording at the end, and you'll have access to that, and you can watch that as much as you want. So this is real live training and experience with Kaelash, and we'll all be there as well, to just support him and answer questions. And just as a reminder, I do answer a lot of the questions that come up, and I don't always bring them up in the webinar, but you can see the answers. So if you go to the question and answer button on the bottom, public answers I've made public that, would benefit everybody. I just wanted to see if there was anything else for questions.
There's a question here, if you can use a blender instead of a juicer.
Yes, that's a good one.
And unfortunately, not really. I mean, people do it, but it's that you really need this specific type of juicer to release the juice. If you're blending wheatgrass and if you put it in a juice, in a smoothie, for example, the actual grass, it doesn't extract the juice. So you really need this specific juicer. And again, you can get them for $20, $30. So it's really worth it.
Yeah, that is true. A lot of people ask that.
I've had my stainless steel back to basics for about 30, 25 years. And it's so simple. And like Kaelash says, stainless steel. And I like the way the juice tastes better also because it's a press. And it's 2 ounces a day, you know, it's just a little exercise. Even kids like to do it. It's worth the investment. You'll have it for your whole life.
And even if you want to spend the money and get something like the Omega, it has multiple uses. It's not just something you're going to use for wheatgrass. You know, you use it for everything, and that's why we usually recommend it in the program.
Mm-hmm. Michelle?
Yes.
I want to share about animals. The wheatgrass is very powerful. I heal my dogs with wheatgrass juice. And
yeah,
I give
enemas, that's what she said. I just want everybody to make sure she heard that. Yeah.
with the syringe. And also I give them wheatgrass, and then I put in the eyes too.
Mm-hmm.
That had kind of infection or something going on in the eyes. And then put wheatgrass juice in 2 days, it's all clean. I heal a cat also that has skin conditions, and my dog. And yes, they want to eat grass because the animals have an intuition, they are very intelligent, and they look for grass when they are not feeling well to clean the body. And then I encourage you to eat wheatgrass juice for your dear pet.
And you can juice it. If you don't have a juicer, you can chew it in your mouth, and your mouth becomes your juicer.
Yeah,
But don't swallow it. You just swallow the juice, but not the fiber.
we love to chew with grass when we are in a plane going up and down. People are chewing gums, and we love to chew with grass, and it feels so good.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, and you know, that we can talk about. I know you guys want to go on forever, but I do want to wrap this up, but and talk about the online program, because I know some of you came here as well. But just to drive home the point is, you know, in 2 weeks from now, Thursday, same time, but this time an hour and a half, Kaelash will be coming to you live, talking about wheatgrass and detailing all the questions of like, why is there mold in my wheatgrass? You know, why can't my sunflower sprouts grow properly? You know, where is the best place to grow it in my house? These types of detailed questions, bring them, and we're going to answer them. And then for each 2 weeks, we're going to roll out the schedule. So then 2 weeks after that, there'll be another paid one. And then 2 weeks after that, another paid one. And they're going to hit topics that are on everybody's mind, such as enemas and I think, what was it, Caroline, that you were going to do? Enemas and the colon.
Cultured foods.
Cultured
foods, yes. And then we're going to do cultured foods. So really, we encourage you to do that. So in preparation, we're doing these paid webinars in preparation for an online program that we're going to be launching in July. And it is going to be a 30-day program that's going to be videos and live webinars, discussions, support, chat, all of the things that you can expect from an online program. And we're working to get it together, taking, you know, details. Everybody's dealing with their own set of details in this time. You know, not everything is coming exactly when you need it. You know, we're dealing with just getting material and getting everything sorted. But our goal and our intention is to get that July. And we will be promoting it and looking for people to register for it in June. And we haven't set a price yet, but it is going to be very affordable and very reasonable, because we want this first program to be a group of people that understand that we're growing the program, and we'll be looking for their feedback for the program while we're doing it. And some people have actually are so interested in it. They've been asking me, will you get a prep list before you actually do the program? Yes. So it's when we're going to start having people register in June. And once you register and pay and you've accepted into the program, we're going to send you a welcome package, and it will tell you all the materials that you need to have. But this is why we're doing the webinar, is the paid webinars. If you come to the paid webinars, you might even get a jump on being able to be ready for the online program. So if you're really committed to just changing your lifestyle and committing to this program, I suggest you come to the paid webinars and then join the online program. That was my spiel. Does anyone else have anything they want to add?
Lalita. I just thank you very much for coming, everyone. We love knowing that we're connecting with a lot of people, and we really just want this to get out into the world more, because it is a beautiful, simple, natural thing to do. Simple.
Thank you very much for coming. It's a pleasure. It's an honor for us to share with you these principles of living food lifestyle that we receive from Dr. Ann Wigmore. This is our mission, and become our mission because we experience in our own bodies and give us so much power. Thank you for coming, and I really I would like to see you again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to seeing everybody. And I know so many people want the details of the online program. And in all honesty, we're still working them all out. We want it to be really solid, and there's just a lot of logistics that we have to figure out. But what I can tell you is it's July, it's 30 days, it's going to be very affordable, and it will be delivered with videos that you can watch at your convenience on demand. And then there will be weekly check-ins and webinars that everybody will be participating in. All right, well, thank you, everyone. And once again,
Thank you.
right, bye.
Bye.